The sky bled crimson. That was the first headline. Not poetic exaggeration, but the truth. What millions saw with their own eyes. The sky, once industrial and dull, tore open like skin, spilling red light over cities half asleep and half dreaming. At exactly 6 a.m. local time, all across the globe, the color flared like a sunrise happening everywhere at once. People froze. Planes hovered in holding patterns. Children wept without knowing why. Then, at 6:08 a.m., the world went dark. Signal towers failed. Traffic lights blinked out. Heart monitors flatlined. For 4 minutes, nothing digital worked. No power, no sound. Only silence and a strange, aching hum that seemed to come from beneath the bones of the earth. When the electricity returned, everything had changed. The scientists tried to name it. The politicians tried to contain it. But the people felt it. Something ancient had stirred. A rhythm, a presence. It wasn't just the end of the world. It was the beginning of a return. For decades, the earth had been crying out in fires and floods, in scorched soil and breathless skies. We called it climate change. But it was more than that. It was grief. We drilled into her veins. We shattered her crust. We lit wars on her skin and poured poison into her blood. We forgot how to listen. We forgot how to love. But what if her agony wasn't just rage? What if it was longing? A call not just for healing, but for reunion. Some believe the earth wasn't just reacting to destruction. She was reacting to absence. The absence of something sacred. The absence of two souls, twin flames, split across lifetimes, born again into different bodies, still searching for one another. Their union, legend said, could restore the balance. The phrase twin flames had long haunted dream journals, ancient prophecies, and anonymous forums. It surfaced in whispered mantras, in cave symbols, and unexplainable sleep talk. Two halves of the same essence, destined, necessary, fated to reunite at the end of the world or the rebirth of it. The internet, of course, got there first. YouTube filled with self-proclaimed experts and dreamy influencers offering signs, symptoms, channeled messages, reunion rituals. But this wasn't just spiritual romance. It was cosmic design. A love engineered into the bones of the universe. The myth had a name older than language. The Temple of the End. The place where two eternal flames would meet at the edge of time and either burn it all down or birth something new. Not a literal place, but a convergence. A moment. A merging of soul and flesh. Pain and pleasure. Death and ecstasy. The final union that would decide everything. And in a lab buried beneath the Swiss Alps, someone was listening. Dr. Layla Amanzar hadn't left CERN in 5 days. Half Egyptian, half French, and wholly obsessed with the unexplainable. She was one of the few scientists still granted access to the secured levels. She lived mostly in data, silence, and theory. A woman in her early 40s, she had never been on a date. Not for lack of interest, but because she had been consumed by her work for as long as she could remember. A prodigy, first in her class, publishing by 16, presenting at global summits by 20. While others her age flirted, fell in love, broke hearts, she was buried in lab reports and electromagnetic theory. Her colleagues joked she was like a nun, married to science, wedded to equations. But late at night, when the fluorescent lights dimmed and the lab fell quiet, she sometimes allowed herself the question, what would it feel like to be chosen? To be seen so fully that even your cells sang in recognition? Maybe that's why the twin flame myth always haunted her. She told herself it was just metaphor, spiritual poetry for quantum entanglement. But the idea that two souls could be made from the same primordial spark, forever orbiting, searching until they collided. It lingered in her mind like a half-remembered lullaby. And so she tracked it. For years, anomalies, outliers, human energy fields that spiked electromagnetic measurements in impossible ways. And for the past 3 months, she had flagged one particular set of readings labeled mirrored frequency pair. And now, here they were. Every pattern in her research had pointed to the existence of 2 people. Soul frequencies so ancient and rare, they could bend physical reality, recalibrate Earth's magnetic grid, and possibly reverse decay in certain frequency bands. The theoretical models called them harmonics, souls whose union could collapse entropy. Her screens glowed with data, sleep studies, brainwave overlays, seismic resonance, harmonic anomalies. She sipped lukewarm coffee as she traced spirals on her notepad, patterns she'd seen repeated in volcanic activity, typhoon formations, fetal ultrasounds, and now, human dream states.
Pulse 114.
She whispered.
Same pitch, same rhythm.
She pulled up the file. Symphony of Earth, Solo 608. The waveform matched the heartbeat of a fetus coming from the Earth for reasons she couldn't yet understand. And across oceans, thousands of people were syncing to the same frequency, dreaming in rhythm, mourning something they had never known, speaking names they couldn't remember. Layla flipped to a red notebook, one she wasn't supposed to have. Inside, Vedic stories of Shiva splitting himself in 2, Sumerian fragments about soul vessels, Tibetan Kalachakra prophecies predicting the end of time through sacred union. Each myth mirrored the same thing. And then the biometric data changed everything. 2 unknown humans, one in Madrid, one in Tokyo, perfectly synced. Same heartbeat fluctuations, same hormone surges, same REM cycles. No contact, no communication, no awareness of each other. But their bodies, their souls, were already aligning. Layla leaned forward, heart racing, whispering the word the data refused to deny.
Twin flames.
She stared at the golden pulses blinking on the screen.
They're not just echoing the earth, they're echoing each other.
That same morning, in a loft in Madrid, a woman named Lara Montes woke with a gasp, sweat glistening at her collarbone. She reached for her sketch pad, hand trembling. She drew the face from her dream, a man wreathed in flame, eyes full of grief, reaching for her through glass. Half a world away, on a hotel balcony high above Tokyo, Kai Mizunari watched the red sky burn. He didn't know why his heart was racing, only that a melody had found him, one he had never heard, yet somehow always known. No name, just the gravity of her. But the earth did, and she was calling them home, to the temple, to the end, to each other.